Slayer, and you know...
They just played, though.
Right. And, you know, that's the effect that I'm a huge Slayer fan.
Yeah.
Slayer's awesome. We played the slot we're given. I mean, that's what My Chemical Romance always do. Like, we're handed something, we do it. Obviously, it was odd to us. We're like, well, why are we playing after Slayer? They're like, kind of like Godfathers of Metal, and we just did it. And we said, well, there's a reason we're doing it, so let's hear it. We have something to say. There's a reason we're in this slot today, this year, right now, and we're going to go out there and hit it real hard. And
I think it's I think it was one last hurdle, you know, and I said this on the reading. I think it was one last hurdle for you guys because it would have been very easy for you to walk on with this new album so quickly after the success of the last one, and have a partisan crowd, and make Reading a good chunk of Reading your own for that reason, for the right reasons. And I think, you know, you were given one last little kick up the ass before you know, it all starts to, you know, fall
we
in
needed
place.
a kick in the ass too. That's the thing. Like what had happened to us in the last year is you play a lot of shows and they start to become like these victory laps, and then you run out of something. You don't have anything to fight against anymore. You're not the outsider anymore, and then. You know, like I've said before, there's nothing like a golf ball in the stomach to remind you you're truly an outsider.
Did that actually happen?
I got hit with a AA battery.
That's
nice.
That's goddamn.
I got psyched though. That was the thing.
Was there one moment when you were on stage though when you were like, this is the difference between a great show and a show where I'm gonna, you know, ruin?
Well, oh yeah, it is. There's the line, you know, and you're just like, this could go one of two ways.
Yeah.
Like we could make this one of the biggest victories of our lives, not even just band career, or we could just, you know, get pummeled.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's not going to be fun for anybody. Even the people throwing it are going to be like, this is like shooting fish in a barrel.
Right. And we you know, we weren't going to be an easy target. And really, coming out there, what it was initially, it wasn't that many. But then when I saw a few of them hitting, it got, in true My Chemical Romance fashion, it gets us psyched. So then I asked for more. So then you got people that like us.
I know, I heard that.
And it's like, you know, so then it just became fun.
Yeah.
And then it became something to do in between songs.
Let's talk about the success that you had in the lead up to the Black Parade, because obviously, you know, there is no future without a past, and you wouldn't be, as we mentioned before, in a studio making the record of your lives, unless, you know, you had jumped a few hurdles in the first place.
Right.
That whole experience, the last one in particular, and the last album, bit of a blur when you think about it, you know?
Yeah, a complete blur. We got a bunch of hard lessons thrown at us at once, and we came out very mature, but very alienated and disconnected. And I think the record was a result of that. It was you know, and there was no tragic event anymore that shaped this record, so we had to look internally.
Yeah, weird to actually be accepted, to be the band that speaks for the people who are unaccepted, and then all of a sudden have those people obviously accepting your whole career, but then a whole other bunch of people.
Right, and then you're finding people that normally you would say, oh, that guy, he's accepted. He's just a normal guy that rides the train and goes to work. He feels like an outsider too. So
the Kurt Cobain theory, like, wait a minute, the people I'm railing against are buying my albums. It's just a strange thing in a weird way. Isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had a discussion recently with somebody about that, and they had mentioned. Nirvana and how he had grown to despise the large audiences because part of it because he had said that a lot of those people out there were the kids that beat him up in school, and the way I had seen it was, you know, if those kids are out there, because we played a lot of radio shows and stuff. If it's the same kids that used to beat me up, all that does is then give us an opportunity to change their mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that's the way I see it. So I don't look at a larger crowd as a negative thing.
It's
I see
regeneration.
Right. You can change the way people think, and maybe they won't beat that kid up tomorrow that looks like you.
Yeah.
You know.
But then seeing you guys arrive at the MTV Video Music Awards off the back of an armored truck was definitely one of the funnier moments I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Also, the way that people were desperately trying to connect with you on that red carpet when they're so used to dealing with stars that are like, oh hey, Prada and Lala, and you guys just like, what?
Right.
We're really happy to be here. Don't get me wrong, but this is weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. They were just trying to get sound bites out of us and ask what we were wearing, and I don't think we even knew, and we were just like, I don't know, somebody dressed
black.
us.
I'm wearing black.
Wearing black, yeah.
Pretty much the whole time, but you know that anyway. There's plenty of ways that you can launch this record because it's such a conceptual beast and there's so much imagery attached. And it would seem in a weird way a shame, especially when you're at the peak of your touring and you're playing to your largest audiences on this campaign, to not do something theatrical with it.
Right.
Because,
you know, just like everything else with this record and this concept, it's going to be pushed even further than it was. So I think we're gonna come here right now and we're gonna do. I think in October we're doing some very. I don't know if they're intimately sized, but we're going to strip it down, get reacquainted, play old, play new, just barrel through it, you know, and put on a really great show, but hold off on the theatrics till the material's been digested. But the plan is to carry production wherever we go. And so, if the record's received as well as we hope and feel, that'll be a reality. And there's already plans, there's drawings, there's all kinds of crazy stuff we have planned. So.
Exciting, man. I mean, you've always had that element to what you do, and there's, there are obviously pictures and images and video images of you holding processions outside gigs and including your fans into the bigger picture of what the band is. And to be able to put that on a stage the size of which I'm sure you'll reach is going to be... Oh, mindful.
I know. It'll be amazing. And it's really exciting. That's the ultimate goal. You know, that's always been my goal since I was a boy, even when we played at Hammersmith Palais or whatever. Like,
you played there when you were a boy?
No. Right, minutes before we dropped that mid-stage kabuki thing, like, we're in these uniforms. I was more afraid than I'd ever been because it was actually, that was one of the moments I was waiting for my whole life where you could include that kind of theater and... an alter ego and all this crazy stuff. So
keep adding them, man. Keep adding them, because as soon as you run out, as soon as you go, oh, those are those moments I've been waiting for.
Right.
Stop to retire to Japan.
Right.